Hi everybody, this is Jamal from Jayz Internet Solutions. Welcome to another episode of Jayz TV. We're still on the same topic of productivity and hacking our sort of business lives and doing things better. And we are reading again from the Tim Ferris book, The 4-Hour Workweek. And today's episode is called Parkinson's Law. Okay. Now, it actually comes from a section in the book called The 9 to 5 Illusion and Parkinson's Law. So what Tim Ferris basically explains here is that 9 to 5 job is an illusion. Basically, he calls it shuffling papers. And people sort of, waste time in their day in order to sort of fill the time. Okay, so they're not actually being productive all those hours from 9 to 5. Okay, and basically what he says is that if you work for a company, you should sort of negotiate where you can work from home, right? And then you should sort of double up on your work at home and prove to your boss that you're more productive at home and sort of create that environment for you where you are able to work from home. And this, by the way, is a growing trend where people are working remotely. Even huge companies like IBM have remote workers. I know someone who works for IBM but never goes into the office. Okay, works from wherever she wants to, basically coffee shops and from home, and all she is sort of checked on is outputs and sort of projects that she has to do, and not on the time allocated. Okay, so that's something that's going to become very popular. So basically, what Tim Ferris says here is that he asked the question. I know you probably, or he has the statement rather, I know you probably feel as I did for a long time. There just aren't enough hours in the day. Okay. Now, many of us, probably all of us, have said those words sometime or the other, because we just feel that there's too much to do, and we don't have enough hours in a day or in a week, sort of to get through all the work that we have to do. Okay. So, and this book is called The 4-Hour Workweek. And like I said in a previous episode, for me to achieve that, working 4 hours a week, seems currently impossible. But Tim Ferris sort of provides certain, strategies and ways how to sort of get closer to that. At least if we don't get there, at least we sort of get closer to it, so that we sort of work less hours but produce more and sort of be more effective and enjoy life more. Okay. So he says here, since we have 8 hours to fill in a day, right? We fill the 8 hours. If we had 15, we would fill 15. Okay. If we had an emergency and need to suddenly leave work in 2 hours, but have pending deadlines, we miraculously complete those assignments in 2 hours. Okay. Now, that's very true, and all of us sort of have this experience in some way or the other, where we have got a lot of work to do, and then sort of something comes up that we need to sort of leave the office or go somewhere, and we are able to sort of meet that deadline, even if it's not at the level that we wanted to. Okay, and sometimes that level that we wanted to sort of get our project is sometimes at the level of perfection, which is sometimes not necessary. Okay, and he explains here, I won't read the story, but Tim Ferris does explain a story in here where he did something very quickly on a tight deadline, and it was actually the best report that he actually delivered, and he got an A for it in university or college. And also on a slightly separate topic, Anthony Robbins always talks about priorities and time, and he says that if someone says they don't have time for something, they actually mean that it's not their priority. Okay, so if something is your priority, you will make the time for it. Okay, and if it's not your priority, then it won't be able to fit in your schedule for the day. Okay, so Tim Ferris says here, Parkinson's law dictates that the task will swell in perceived importance, and perceived is in parentheses. It will swell in perceived importance and complexity in relation to the time allotted for its completion. Okay, so basically what we do is, because when we have more time to execute a task, we normally sort of blow up its importance and the work that needs to be done. And when the deadline is sort of closer, that sort of all shrinks down. Okay, so if I give you 24 hours to complete a project, the time pressure forces you to focus on execution, and you have no choice but to do only the bare essentials. Okay, now this is important, and Tim Ferris, in different parts of the book and also on certain videos of his, he talks about when you set a goal, have a sort of a definite close deadline. Okay, if you want to learn a new language, he talks about languages and sort of many different things, sports and things. And if you want to achieve something, set a goal that's very close by, not a goal that's a year away or 2 years away. Set a very close deadline, and then you basically do the bare essentials in order to meet that. So for your business, for social media, if you want to sort of grow your fan base perhaps on Facebook, or sort of generate sales via platforms like Twitter and other mediums, then have a goal that's very close by, and do the essentials to reach that goal. Otherwise you'll basically be doing a lot of things and using a lot of time, but not time that's very effective. Okay, because your deadline is stretched out, and you have everything is sort of swollen in perceived complexity and importance, when actually you could have gotten away with doing it at a much shorter time. Okay, so Parkinson's law, very interesting. There's many interesting things in this book, the 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferris, and it sort of opens up our mind to let us think how we're doing things, how we're running our businesses, how we sort of tackling social media, because like we said in an episode a while ago, a couple of weeks ago now, that social media is a tool. Okay, it's a tool and it's a means to an end. Social media is not an end at all, and we should use it to sort of achieve our goals and not sort of get engulfed in it and spend hours and hours every day in the social media websites and using these tools. Okay, so it's a tool, and we should sort of minimize our time that we spend on it for maximum results, and we should take into consideration Parkinson's law. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope that you got that. This is Jamal from Jayz Internet Solutions signing off. Until we meet again, crush it.